Hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Sit down, please. I'd like to speak English today too, to improve my speaking skill. Let's get it started. Today it is June 21st, 2023. It's on Wednesday and rainy outside. How are you spending Wednesday? Do you have a work and school today? Or do you have a day off today? It hinges on your schedule. It depends on your schedule. It's up to your schedule. Most of the people, Wednesday will be the middle of the week, and they still have Thursday and Friday till the weekend. But it also depends on your schedule. Are you looking forward to weekends? Are you exciting or are you depressed? My boss asked me to make an abstract of the book meeting. My boss asked me to make an abstract of the book. My boss asked me to make an abstract of the meeting. Abstract. Abstract painting. My painting is something of abstract. No one can understand my painting. Maybe beyond the abstraction. When I drew a dog, everyone said it's dinosaur. When I drew a dog, everyone answered dinosaur. Abstract. I often watch the YouTube videos by a famous YouTuber in which he make an abstract of informative books. I sometimes watch YouTube videos in which a famous YouTuber make an abstract of informative books, which is very useful, informative for me. I can refer to such information to make my life better. I sometimes watch YouTube videos in which a famous YouTuber make an abstract of a famous book, such as the book with some analysis, research, and so on. I frequently watch YouTube videos in which the famous YouTuber makes an abstract of informative books, especially relating to the tips for making our life better. I occasionally watch YouTube videos in which famous YouTuber makes an abstract of some informative, useful books, in which include tips for making our life better with some techniques or skills. Abstract. Make an 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 abstract of the book. Make an abstract of a 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 book. The video in which the YouTuber makes an abstract of many informative books is really useful for me because I can save the time by not reading many books, and at the same time I can know the information. So such videos are very useful. So I occasionally watch such videos in which the YouTuber makes an abstract of informative books regarding tips for making our life better with some techniques or skills. Teachers should abstract a good side of the students. Abstracting only good features of the product and let go of other unwanted features in order to cut down the prices and to make it simpler. I'm searching for a useful and convenient wallet which is easy to abstract money from it. I'm searching for a useful wallet, simple wallet, which is easy to extract abstract money from. I am searching for a convenient and simple wallet which is very easy to put out money from, withdraw money from. I'm searching for a simple and convenient wallet which is easy to abstract money from. Abstract. I'm searching for a wallet which is very easy and convenient to abstract money from. Excuse me, I'd like to know how much it will cost to abstract money from the ATM on Sunday in the middle of the midnight. The reason why I chose the bank account is that I can deposit and abstract money from the ATM for free, and no matter when I do that, 24 hours, 24/7, around the clock, round the clock, with some exceptions. The reason why I chose the bank account is that I can deposit and abstract money from the ATM set up in the convenience store for free every day, 24 hours, up to 5 times. And also, besides that, what is better, I can transfer money to another bank account for free up to 5 times. Abstract. You are very sensible to abstract money before the congestion, before the long holidays. It is sensible of you to abstract enough money much earlier before the congestion, before the long holidays. It is very sensible of you to abstract enough money from the ATM much earlier before the long holidays, before the congestion. It is very sensible of you to abstract enough money from the ATM much earlier phase, much earlier before the congestion for the holidays. In order to abstract money from the bank account, what should I prepare? I have a personal ink and the banknote. Excuse me, in order to withdraw the money in my bank account, what is needed? I don't have a cash card. I only have the banknote and the personal signature, personal sign. Excuse me, I'd like to abstract money from my grandfather's account, bank account. What should I prepare for that? What should I prepare for that? He passed away a few months ago, so I'd like to know how to abstract money from his bank account, and I also like to know who can have the right to inherit the money from my grandfather. Abstract. I'd like to abstract 200,000 yen from my bank account. Excuse me, I'd like to abstract 200,000 yen from my bank account. Excuse me, I'd like to transfer 2 million yen to the another bank account of mine. How much is the transaction fee? Excuse me, I'd like to know the transaction fee to transfer some amount of money to another bank account of mine. I asked my specialist to abstract something inside the vault, very old vault. I asked specialists to open the world, to abstract something inside the world. I asked some experts. I asked 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 experts to abstract something inside the world. I asked experts to abstract the contents inside the world. I asked some specialists to abstract the contents in the vault because I couldn't open the vault at all. I lost the key, password, and everything, and it is covered with very hard steel, so there was no way to open it. So I asked specialists to abstract the ingredients, contents inside it. I asked a specialist. I asked a specialist. I asked specialists to abstract the ingredients, contents inside the board. Abstract. I asked the specialists, experts, to open the board in order to abstract the contents. I asked a specialist. I asked the 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 specialist to open the board in order to in an attempt to abstract the contents inside the board. Abstraction. 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 My dream is often abstraction. My dream is a kind of too much abstraction, not concrete. Abstraction, not concrete. Abstraction, concretion. The opposite word, abstraction, is concretion. Abstraction, 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 abstraction. Abstraction, 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 abstraction. Abstraction, abstraction, abstraction concept. Is happiness included in abstraction? 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 Does happiness belong to abstraction? I remember drawing spiral on the paper when I was a kindergarten student with colored pencils. I remember drawing many spirals on the paper with colored pencils, which was very fun. Spiral wave. I remember spiral was created. Uh, Spiral, a kind of hurricane, maybe smaller version, was created in the playground of the kindergarten, but it soon disappeared. Once upon a time, I found a spiral uh, in the playground of the kindergarten. It was like a small version of hurricane, but it soon disappeared. Spiral, spiral. Spiral wave of the washing machine, washing water. I used to like watching the spiral water inside the washing machine, which was very fun to look at. I used to like watching at the spiral water of the washing machine. Spiral, spiral, spiral. I once found the spiral created in the playground of the kindergarten, but it soon disappeared. Spiral, spiral. Spiral steps. Inside the pagoda is the spiral steps, which make you exhausted, might make you exhausted. So please bear that in mind. So please keep that in mind. There is the spiral steps inside the pagoda. You have to take off your shoes and put them in a plastic bag before stepping in. So please bear that in mind. Please keep that in mind. Please bear that in mind that you have to take off your shoes before stepping in the pagoda. We have to put the shoes in the plastic bag and together climb the steps, okay? Let's go. There was also a spiral steps in the bathhouse to the open air baths. In order to prevent the customers from slipping, there was a anti-slip carpet, something of a carpet on the steps. Do you like spiral shape? Spiral shape. There is a spiral shaped steps in the pagoda. Have you climbed the spiral steps? Have you climbed the spiral steps? Have you climbed spiral steps? Spiral. Once upon a time, I found the air spiraling. How can I make the smoke of the cigarette spiraling like you? Do I need a technique to do that? Spiral. I saw smoke spiraling. From the chimney. I saw smoke spiraling from the kettle. or turning into a secret creature. Joking. Spider, 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 spider. How can I make the smoke from the cigarette spider? How can I make the smoke from the cigarette spider? How can I make the smoke from the cigarette spider like you? Do I need the technique? Spider, spider, spider. Spider. Spider, spider. Spider, spider. And what is the creature spiraling over there? What is the creature spiraling over there? Unidentified object spiraling over there. We were mesmerized by the unidentified object spiraling in the sky. What is the object spiraling over there in the sky? What is unidentified object spiraling over there? What is an unidentified object spiraling over there in the sky? Spider, spider. I was taken by surprise by unidentified object spiraling in the sky. I was taken by surprise by the unidentified object spiraling in the night sky. Spiraling steps in the building. After climbing the spiral steps, you will get to the open air bath located on the third floor of the public bathhouse. The smoke is spiraling. The smoke from the cigarette is spiraling. How can I make the smoke from my cigarette spiral like you? How can I make the smoke from my cigarette spiral like you did, as you did? And how can I make the smoke from my cigarette spiral as you did? Such a beautiful sphere shape of the earth. Such a beautiful sphere shape of the earth. Whenever I look at the appearance of the earth, I am mesmerized by how beautiful the sphere shape is. Whenever I look at the appearance of the Earth, I am mesmerized by how beautiful the sphere shape of the Earth is. Sphere. Are you looking for 7 spheres? Sphere shape. Sphere. What is a sphere for? What is a sphere for? What does a sphere mean? What does a sphere mean? What does the sphere put in the entrance mean? What a beautiful sphere it is at the entrance. It looks so fancy, expensive. I wish I could afford to buy such beautiful sphere at for my entrance. Sphere, sphere, sphere shape. Sphere shaped rice bowl. Sphere shaped food. Sphere shaped food. Sphere shaped object. Sphere shaped thimble. So sphere shaped tire. Sphere shaped tire. Sphere shaped object. Sphere. My activity is usually beyond the sphere of others' imagination, prediction, implication, anticipation, expectations, and so on. My activity is usually beyond the reach of others' predictions, expectations, anticipations, and so on. My activity I usually take is usually beyond the sphere of others' imagination, prediction, anticipation, expectation, and so on. Sphere. Although it was outside the sphere of the delivery, since I was a friend of the owner of the shop, they delivered the pizza to my house. I really appreciate it. Although my house is located outside the sphere range, availability of the delivery service of the shop, since I was an acquaintance of the owner of the shop, so they sent the pizza to my house. Although my house is situated outside the sphere of the delivery, they send the pizza to my house without extra charge. Sphere. A sphere of activity, a sphere of activity, a sphere of activity, a range of activity, a sphere of delivery service, a sphere of activity, a sphere of delivery service, a sphere of delivery, 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 a sphere of availability, a sphere of understanding. The equation and explanation of the theory is beyond the sphere of my understanding, comprehension, apprehension. Many interpretations of something definition of textbooks are beyond the sphere of my understanding, comprehension. The most excellent school academically is rumored to finish all of the spheres of the education taught in high school by the end of finishing the first grade of the year, first grade of the high school. The most acclaimed high school academically is rumored to finish all of the spheres of the education taught in high school by they finished the first grade. The most excellent high school. The most academically excellent high school is rumored to finish all of the spheres of the education taught in high school by they finished the first grade. Sphere. A sphere of activity. As soon as the teacher arrived at the classroom, all of the students quieted down. When the teacher screamed to the students to quiet down, they quieted down. When the teacher screamed with anger, all of the students quieted down. Unless the teacher gets angry with screaming and shouting, the students never quiet down. So the teacher shouting is the only way to quiet them down, quiet them down, quiet down the students, quiet the students down, quiet the students down, quiet them down, quiet them down, quiet them down. Quiet 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 down. I was often told to quiet down. I was often told to quiet down by many people, including parents, teachers, acquaintances, strangers, and so on. Quiet down. 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 The landlord told us to quiet down. The landlord told us to quiet down in the garden, in the courtyard of the apartment. The landlord of the apartment told us off to quiet down. The landlord of the apartment told us off to quiet down. The landlord of the apartment told us off to quiet down. Quiet down. Quiet down. The teacher told us off to quiet down. The teacher told us off to quiet down. The teacher told us off to quiet down. Quiet down. Quiet down. Quiet down. quiet down. Contrary to my father's brother is very fashionable. Contrary to my father's brother, my father is very old-fashioned, obsolete. My way of thinking is usually contrary to everyone else's. My way of thinking, activity, behavior are usually or definitely contrary to those of everyone else. My way of thinking is usually or definitely, absolutely contrary to that of everyone else's. Contrary. My contrary way of thinking to others. Contrary way of thinking to the society might be the key to breakthrough. Contrary way of thinking or approach to something might be the key to breakthrough, achieving breakthrough, accomplishing breakthrough. Contrary. Contrary way of thinking. Contrary approach to something totally different, 180 degrees different from the everyone else's might be the key to achieving breakthrough. We took the contrary route when we climbed down the mountain. We took the contrary route when we climbed down the mountain. Climbed the mountain down. We took the contrary course to the one we took from when we climbed up the mountain. We took the contrary course to the one we took from when we climbed the mountain. We took the contrary course when we climbed down the mountain. Climbed down the mountain to the one we climbed up the mountain from. We took the contrary route to the one we climbed the mountain up from. We took the different contrary route when we climbed down the mountain to the route we climbed up the mountain from. We took the contrary route to the one we climbed up the mountain from. Climbed up the mountain from. We took the contrary course to the one we climbed up the mountain from. When we climbed down the mountain, we took the contrary route to the one we climbed up the mountain from. We took the contrary route to the one we climbed up the mountain from. We took the contrary route when we climbed down the mountain to the one we climbed up the mountain from. Contrary, contrary. Contrary, 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 contrary. I usually have contrary way of thinking to others, everyone else's. I usually or definitely, absolutely have a contrary way of thinking to everyone else's. I definitely have contrary way of thinking to everyone else's. I definitely have contrary way of thinking to everyone else. Contrary, 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 contrary. Mm. 108 degrees totally contrary way of thinking or approach to something might be the key to achieving breakthrough. Totally contrary approach to something to the society, everyone else, might be the key to accomplishing breakthrough. Totally contrary way of thinking or approach to something might be the key to success, a big, huge success. Contrary. We expected the plane to be delayed for about 30 minutes. On the contrary, it arrived 30 minutes earlier. We professionals expected that the beginners of the piano would make many mistakes during the performance for the first time. On the contrary, he didn't make any mistakes during the performance. He left nothing to be desired except for bad attitude, rude attitude. We all expected the bus would be delayed about more than 1 hour. On the contrary, it arrived on time. An alternative transportation system was adopted. Alternative transportation was arranged by the bus company, so it arrived on time. On the contrary, 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 on the contrary. On the contrary, on the contrary, on the contrary. On the contrary, I thought him betray the promise. I thought he would break the promise as usual. On the contrary, he compensated for all of his wrongdoings at once. We all expected the big political party would win the election again. On the contrary, the big political party lost the election and seceded from the ruling party. On the contrary, we all expected the current big political party would win the election and take part and be in charge of the ruling party as usual. On the contrary, the political party lost and seceded from the ruling party in the long history. On the contrary, on the contrary, on the contrary, on the contrary. On the contrary, on the contrary, the student was dreaming of becoming a math teacher, and he was studying for that at the high school. And when he became a 3-year grade student, on the contrary, he changed his mind and tried to become a Japanese language teacher. I expected the exhibition match between the two big fighters would be on aired during the golden time. On the contrary, it was on aired at noon. A couple of comedy shows will precede the main comedy show, and The price includes everything. That's why it's expensive. A couple of or a lot of small events will be held preceding the main one. A lot of events will precede the main events. Main show. Appetizers will usually precede main dish. Appetizers usually precede the main dish. Vegetables, salad, soup, and so on. Appetizers usually precede main dish. 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 Precede. Appetizers usually precede main dish. 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 Drastic cleaning usually precedes main event. Preparation and drastic cleaning precedes the visit of patrons. Maintaining our health precedes anything else. Health precedes anything else. Maintaining our health precedes anything else. Maintaining our health precedes anything else. Managing our health precedes anything else. Managing our health precedes anything else. Managing our health precedes anything else. Maintaining our health precedes anything else. Managing our health precedes anything else. Maintaining our health precedes anything else. Playing video games preceded anything else for me when I was a kid. When I was a kid, playing video games preceded studying. So I always procrastinated in doing my homeworks and ended up getting into trouble because I couldn't finish all of them at last because I procrastinated until the end. Playing video games preceded anything else when I was a kid. Health precedes over anything else. 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 Hmm. Health precedes over anything else. Do you think so? Do you also think that health precedes over anything else? The staff told me that my reservation would be prioritized, preceded next time because of the for the inconvenience because of the mistake by the company. The staff told me that my reservation next time would be preceded for the wrongdoings by the mistake of the staff. Health precedes over anything else. Health, affection, and other important things precede over working. Playing video games preceded over anything else when I was a kid. When I was a kid, playing video games preceded over anything else. When I was a kid, playing video games preceded over everything else. When I was a kid, playing video games preceded over anything else. Why are you the same? When I was a kid, playing video games preceded anything else. When I was a kid, playing video games preceded over anything else. When I was a kid, I gave precedence to playing video games more than anything else. When I was a kid, I gave priority to playing video games over anything else. When I was a kid, I gave priority to playing video games over anything else, which I really regret now, because I wasted my time playing video games a lot. 8 hours at the longest, or maybe 10. I cannot forget, I cannot remember, I cannot recall. I should have studied more, and then I would be having a better life now, maybe. I don't know. Precedence. 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 Precedence over anything else is health. Precedence over anything else is our health. We should give our priority to our health the most over anything else. We should give precedence to our health over any other things. We should give priority to our health. We should give precedence 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 to our health. We should give our precedence to our health. Letting go of unwanted things, which tempted us to do unwanted things, is one of the keys to focus on one thing, to focus on the one we have to work on. By doing that, we can more give precedence to the one we have to work on without less temptation, obstacles. By letting go of such things as unwanted documents, TV, video games, and so on, we can give precedence to the ones we have to work on, because we won't be bothered by other temptations by such goods. Meaning we can focus on the ones we have to work on. What do you give precedence to the most? What do you give priority to the most? Health or playing video games? It depends on you. But in my opinion, from my point of view, from my standpoint, giving precedence to our health comes first. Because nothing will start from without health, right? Precedence. We should give precedence to our health the most over any other things. We should give priority to our health. We should give precedence to our health. We should give precedence to our health. We should give precedence to our health. We should give our precedence to our health. We should give precedence to our health. We should give precedence to our health. We should give precedence to our health. Give precedence to your health. Give precedence to your health. I think many events are held according to precedent. If the cases are not unprecedented, the judge would be very difficult, because many events are based on precedent. According to precedent. Many unprecedented procedures, events, or restrictions were made during the pandemic. Precedent. If there is not a precedent, we can just make it. Precedent. Many judges are based on precedent. Precedent. The precedent was overturned by the decisive evidence. The times when the precedent will be useless might come in the near future, because it's old. Precedent. Many judges are based on precedent. The decision was not based on the precedent. It was made. The judge was made by the sole discretion of the CEO. President. There is a precedent that the astronauts landed on the surface of the moon. There is a precedent that the disease was cured without treatment at all. President. President. The emergency procedure was created according to the president. The emergency measure. The emergency measure was made according to president. The evaluation system was made according to the president. The ritual was performed at the same way as the president. He was appointed to the section-in-chief according to the president. The amount of payment was divided into the employees according to president. The state of emergency was issued according to the president. The old ritual was performed the same way as the president. And since a lot of customers preferred the preceding model of the product, the new one had bad reputation. So a lot of features attached to the new model were removed, and the new one was stopped producing in a year. And the previous preceding model started to be sold again. Preceding models sometimes are better than the new ones. Preceding year, preceding month, preceding, 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 preceding year, preceding model of the product, and preceding staff in charge of the department, preceding design of the vending machine, preceding month, preceding day, preceding century, preceding half a year, preceding profits of this month in comparison to the same month of the last year. In comparison to the amount of the profits of the preceding month of the same year, it's skyrocketed twice. It's skyrocketed twice as much as skyrocketed twice as much. Preceding. Preceding old approach to treatment of the disease. Preceding private medical treatment. Preceding. Preceding. Preceding year. The record high temperature of the summer might surpass the preceding year every year, not every day. The record high temperature of the summer might be breaking the record every year. The temperature of the summer, the record high temperature of the summer might be exceeding that of preceding year every year. The record high temperature of the summer might be exceeding that of the preceding year. The temperature of the summer, the highest temperature of the summer might be exceeding that of the preceding year. The highest temperature of the summer might be exceeding that of the preceding year every year. Preceding. Since the reputation from the customers saying the preceding model was better than the current model, the new model was stopped producing in a year, and the old model started to be sold again. Due to the reputation, because of the reputation, owing to the reputation, on account of the reputation from the customers, saying the preceding model is better than the current one. So the company stopped producing the new one and started to produce the old model again. Preceding. Common teacher. Preceding car. My preceding car is being sold at the second-hand shop. Preceding. My preceding phone was iPhone. My preceding living area was Tokyo. My preceding living area was in Okinawa. My preceding hobby was to climb the mountain. My preceding hobby was to climb the mountain, but I lost the interest in climbing the mountain now. Preceding, preceding, preceding. What are you importing? The company is importing many raw materials and exporting manufactured goods. What is the company importing? What does the company import? The country heavily imports and rely on other countries. So what if the country get into bad relationship with other countries? The resources to live, resources for living might be stopped, which will be devastating. The merchandise is exported to the country A. It's been imported to the country B again. Imported merchandises are usually expensive. I hope the imported goods were much cheaper, then I would buy more. Imported merchandises sold at the supermarkets are usually expensive. Imported merchandises sold at the supermarket are usually expensive. I decided to buy the kit with all of the materials needed for the start. On the second thought, I decided to buy the kit with all of the materials needed for the start as a beginner. How many cars are being exported to foreign countries from the country A every year? As far as I know, it's about 6 million or 4 million. How many cars are being exported to the foreign countries every year? 4 million? And half of the produced cars are purchased in the domestic. Many retailers were obliged to increase their prices because of the boost in the prices of raw materials. Many retailers were forced to increase the prices of their products because of the increase in raw materials. In the course of our lives, we will know what are wrongs and good. In the course of our lives, we will notice the true friendship, affection, love, and so on. In the process of our lives, we will realize the true friendship, love, and so on. The friends I still contact with are the true friends. True friends will never cut off the friendship with us, unless otherwise. Except for with some exceptions, like you did very bad things to your friends or something like that. In the course of the life, we will know true friendship, love, and so on. In the course of our life, we will know what is really important to us. In the process of our lives, we will realize what is more important to us. In the course of our life, we will realize what is important to us. Do you agree that the economic development will be made by challenging Do you think that economic development will only be made by challenging something new, but embarking on the area anyone else have tried without precedent? Do you think that economic development can only be made by embarking on the field without precedent, and nobody embarked on? Are you longing for the economic development in the bubble era of Japan? Are you waiting for the bubble again? The YouTuber gained popularity by growing the abundant cats, and he decided to quit his profession, occupation. The YouTuber gained a lot of popularity by bringing up the stray cats on the street. The YouTuber gained popularity by bringing up the abundant cats on the grass of the street. Are you this kind of person who cannot let go of your belongings? I mean, even unwanted things such as pamphlets, leaflets, documents, cardboard boxes, and so on. In the course of our lives, we will be faced with difficulties, predicaments, hardships, chaos, mayhem, and so on. But if you prepare for such emergencies beforehand, we can decrease the amount of damages. Unprecedented crises, such as pandemic, can happen in the course of our lives. We cannot predict when it will happen. We cannot tell when it will happen. There is no telling what will happen in the future. There is no telling when the big earthquake will happen. There is no knowing when I can achieve breakthrough. The world has been faced with unprecedented crisis of pandemic. It's been 3 years, almost 3 years, since the world was faced with unprecedented crisis of pandemic. It's already almost been 3 years since the world was faced with the unprecedented crisis of pandemic. He shook his head when I asked the question. When I asked the purpose. In short, he didn't want to. When I asked him to work for me on the following day, he shook his head. In short, he didn't wanna work twice as hard as usual by one person lacking. In short, I'd like to earn as much money as you. In short, I'd like to earn as much money as you. She kept silent during the question. In short, she has something to do with the incident. I didn't get the contact from the company. In short, I failed. I was not appointed. I was not hired. The purpose of the study. The purpose of the study is to identify the cause of the itchiness. The purpose of the research to identify the causes of the itchiness. What is your purpose of studying English? My purpose of studying English was not only for entering the university or passing the examinations, but also for myself in the life. But many students around me studied English only for examinations and entering universities. So most of them cannot use English at all in the society. But my way of thinking towards English was totally different. Since when I was 11 years old, I studied English for myself to use English in society. So I have been studying English gradually, little by little, without stopping, ceaselessly since then, to keep up my level, vocabulary level, pronunciation, and so on. To keep the level. In short, my way of thinking, my viewpoint, my perspective, and my stance to studying English was totally different from others since then. In short, 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 in short. In short, tell me the answer. Don't tell a lie. In short, we enter the final phase of the game. The cloud started to be dark. In short, it's going to be rain. It's going to rain soon. I used to like to play video games a lot, which I regret now, wasting a lot of time. I regret playing video games for a long time, every day. But I cannot take it back. It's already the past. So now I have to work on now to make the future better. All of the border measures were lifted last year, allowing foreign visitors to enter the country, which was the good news for some industries, including tourism industry. In an attempt to improve my English skill, I tried many methods of studying, such as shadowing, dictation, speaking loud, reading aloud of the sentences written on the textbooks, speaking with the native speakers, and so on. I'm sure those who have studied English must have tried many methods and established their own way of studying. Every specialist has their own way of practicing. If you don't have your own practicing, maybe you are not the professional. In my opinion, every professional has their own way of practicing established during the course, during the process. According to the myth, the princess drank all of the water of the lake to keep up her beauty, and her statue is displayed along the lake. According to the myth, the ancient princess drank all of the water of the lake in order to keep up her beauty, and her statue is now set up along the lake now. What advices would you give to the company if you could go back to 20 years ago to keep up competitiveness? What kinds of advices would you give to the company if you could go back to 20 years ago in order to keep up competitiveness in the world? In order to keep up competitiveness, what kinds of advices would you give to the company if you could go back to 20 years ago? If you could go back 20 years ago. Challenging and innovation might be only way to keep up competitiveness. Challenging something new and innovation might be only the method to keep up competitiveness. How much percentage of the students do you think will keep up the motivation till the end of the lecture after 90 minutes? One of the surprising things of the machine is to be able to keep up the same speed for until we stop it. The awesome thing of the machines, one of the awesome things of the machine is that that it can keep up producing until we stop it. The employee is well known for accepting all of the offers, even if they are very unreasonable for him, inconvenient for him. The employee is called savior or superhero, who undertakes everything offered by his boss, colleagues, and so on. I used to undertake every offer from the company, but recently I decided to look at the description in detail before, because I had some troubles after undertaking the offer. So reading the description before accepting is very important for me now, because I'm not a Superman, and my ability is limited. I used to undertake all of the job offers from the agent, from any agent. And some of them were very difficult to organize for me, so I was about to fail. So since such troubles, not trouble but mistakes in choosing the jobs offers, I decided to skip very unreasonable offers. If only your attitude had been better, I would undertake the offer. If only your attitude had not been rude, I would have undertaken the offer. If only your attitude hadn't been so rude, I would have undertaken it. Some experts add that sweeping education reforms are necessary, immediately needed. Some experts say that drastic educational reforms are needed. Sweeping educational reforms are needed to match the recent era. Some experts, entrepreneurs, and other professions say that sweeping educational reforms are needed in order to match the recent era, generation, society, and so on. Sweeping deregulations might help entrepreneurs and other businessmen to work better in a better environment, but at the same time, many crimes might be concerned. Sweeping deregulations might help businessmen to have the better businesses. At the same time, many more crimes are concerned. Sweeping deregulations in the field might help many business people to work better in a better environment. But at the same time, more crimes are concerned. Sweeping changes in many events were made during the pandemic. Sweeping changes were made in many events schedules during the pandemic. Sweeping changes were made in many schedules of events, festivals, schools, and so on. Sweeping changes were made to many schedules during the pandemic. Although the other classrooms were vibrant with conversations, the one class that all of the students were listening to the lecture so carefully, in earnest, so silently. When it comes to the subject I'm interested in, I can focus on in earnest. But when it comes to the subject which I am not interested in. I cannot concentrate on that in earnest. I can concentrate on the subjects which I am interested in with instinct. Earnest, in earnest, in earnest, in earnest, in earnest, in earnest. According to the architecture, our earnest on something will be detected by others, something by aura. Earnest atmosphere of ours will be detected by others, said the architect. In earnest, in earnest. I can work on the subjects I am interested in earnest, but when it comes to the subject I don't have the interest in, I cannot focus on that in earnest at all. In earnest, in earnest. Okay, I will finish speaking here. Thank you for watching. See you next time. See you.